Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Aubrey and this is Cheeto and I am the crazy bearded dragon girl. So today I am going to be telling the story of how I rescued Cheeto and how he came into my life. So it is very unexpected how I rescued him and how I brought him home. I had no intentions of getting another bearded dragon at that time, but it just was meant to be. So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace because I wanted to get Melon, my first bearded dragon, a bigger tank. The reason that I needed a bigger tank was because when I first got Melon, he was only about 2 months old and he was very small. And it was recommended to me by the people at the pet store that a 20-gallon tank would be just fine. But after doing further research and learning more about bearded dragons, I realized this tank was too small. I wanted him in something bigger than a 20-gallon. And I wanted to find one, hopefully, that was already been used and maybe find a good price on one. And I did. But then here comes the curveball. The people said, I'll throw in this bearded dragon with the tank because I don't have time to take care of him. And I was like, oh my God. And my head started spinning. My thoughts started going crazy. And I just couldn't stop thinking about this bearded dragon. And the people sent a picture of Cheeto and said, they didn't have the time for him to give him the proper care. And I just literally fell in love with him immediately after seeing his picture, and also just worrying about what would happen to him if I bought his tank out from under him and they didn't have a plan with what to do with him. And I called my mom and I said, I'm in big trouble. And she said, what animal did you get? And I said, I haven't gotten one yet, but, and I told her the situation. And we talked about it, and I talked to my husband about it and came to the conclusion that I should just take Cheeto in, and I'm never going to stop thinking about him or wondering if he was okay if I did not take him in. So that very same day, we went to the people's house and picked up this 120-gallon tank along with Cheeto, my best friend. But when I saw him, my heart broke. I was not expecting those conditions that he was living in. And I knew in that moment that I saw him that I was doing the right thing. So the first moment that I saw him, he was clinging on to his hammock that was not even fully attached to his tank. It was like falling down and only part of it was attached, and he was just clinging on. His beard was black. He had all kinds of black marks on his stomach. He had no heat lamp, no UV light, and in his food dish was covered with sand and poop. The only thing that he was eating was dried mealworms. He was not having salad or any fresh vegetables. He was not having fresh live bugs. We took him home and I was so excited to get him all set up. I cleaned his cage immediately. It looked like it had never been cleaned. I took out all the sand, cleaned out all the poop. I gave him fresh salad for the first time. And he ate it right away. He was really good. He's still really good about eating his salad. And his favorite are mustard greens. He will eat the entire bowl if you give him mustard greens. That same day, I gave him fresh crickets, fresh worms, live bugs. I cleaned his entire cage. I put a fan over it so it could air out. I gave him a heat lamp. I gave him a UV light. And once everything was all set up, I put him in his freshly cleaned tank. And then I just left him alone for a week to let him just settle in and get used to his new environment and hopefully calm down from all the stress that he had been under. Then after a week, we started our bonding process. And it's important to go slowly and to respect your bearded dragon and not just reach in and pick them up, because they need time to get to know you, build trust, and bond with you. So I would just put my hand close to him, let him look at me, let him know that I was there. I would talk to him nicely. And then I would start just gently petting his back like I am now, just seeing how he did with it and going very slowly, being patient with him. And the first time that I picked him up was when he got his first bath. And I don't think he's ever had a bath before, but it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. He loved it. He was waving his arms around and splashing around, just enjoying the water so much. So, in conclusion, rescuing Cheeto, getting Cheeto, and bringing him home was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I'm just so grateful that the opportunity literally came to me. I was not looking for it, I was not expecting it, but now I cannot imagine my life without Cheeto. He is loving his new life, living his best life. We go for walks. And just spend a little bit of time outside. He loves to just hang out with me and watch TV, crawl around on my bed and explore. He loves looking out the window. And he's a really good eater. He always eats Melon, my other bearded dragon, picky on what he wants to eat, but Cheeto is just happy to be eating anything that moves. I just want to add that I did, in fact, also get Melon a bigger tank. I did not just get Cheeto with a big tank and leave Melon in a 20-gallon. He also got his tank upgrade, and they are both doing great. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting to see Cheeto and learn more about his story. I am so grateful that you're here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.